While Operation Terror dramatizes 2 years of 9/11 planning, the locations for the attack may have been in the cards a long time ago. This video will show 4 precise points that are related to Freemasonry, September 11th, and human sacrifice that line up perfectly. In 1247, the Aztecs had their first human sacrifice at the base of Chapultepec Hill. On September 11, 1847, Freemason General Wilfred Scott held a council of war for the attack of Chapultepec Castle. The council included 5 officers with Masonic ties that later became generals on both sides of the Civil War. General Scott had a clear advantage over the Mexicans as his Masonic brother, Santa Anna, was in charge of defending Mexico City. The castle was being used as a Mexican military academy with about 200 cadets, some as young as 13 years old. On September 13th, the Americans had taken the castle, and General Scott immediately hung 30 Catholics that he had captured in a previous battle. Only 29 were initially brought out. When the army surgeon informed Colonel Harney that the absent soldier had lost both of his legs in battle, Harney replied, "Bring the damn son of a bitch out. My order was to hang 30, and by God, I'll do it." They had nooses around their necks since dawn, and the wagons were finally pulled out from under their feet at 9:30 in the morning. In addition, 6 boys from the academy had their chests cut open. The Masons said that 5 of the boys stabbed themselves in the chest, and that the 6th boy jumped off a cliff to avoid capture. Sacrificing exactly 36 people seems to have been very important to General Scott. The Los Niños Heroes Monument was erected to honor the 6 Mexican boys that were killed. Just as the columns Boaz and Joaquin stand guard over Solomon's Temple and Masonic temples, Boaz and Joaquin also guard the monument. 100 years later, in 1947, 33-degree Freemason Harry Truman was the first president to visit Mexico. He made an unscheduled stop to place flowers at the base of the obelisk. Back in 1806, Freemason and Secretary of War Henry Dearborn had a 5th ravelin added to Fort J. Exactly 5,000 cubits from the center of Fort J through the tip of the 5th ravelin is the World Trade Center. Despite protests from the landowners, David and Nelson Rockefeller made sure that the World Trade Center would be built exactly on this spot. Although David Rockefeller called the 911 cubic high towers David and Nelson, they were also known as Boaz and Joaquin. Secretary Dearborn also had Fort Independence in Boston converted from a square to a pentagon. 5,000 cubits from the center of Fort Independence through the tip of the North Ravelin is Logan International Airport in Boston, where 2 of the 9/11 hijacked flights allegedly departed from. The closest runway intersection to this endpoint is runway 9 and runway 4R. Flight 175 took off from runway 9 and Flight 11 departed from runway 4R. If a straight line is drawn from this point at Logan Airport through the northeast corner of the obelisk in the center of the Los Niños Heroes Monument, the line crosses right through the World Trade Center and directly over the middle of the Pentagon. It was a 32-degree Freemason architect that picked the exact spot where the Pentagon would be located before they broke ground on September 11, 1941. All of the coordinates are in the description, so you can verify this information on Google Earth.